We are creating Luigi from Luigi's Mansion 3. This is the amateur with aluminum wire, and we need dark blue for the trousers. We are equipping him with a real chain of lights in the final version, which looks amazing. These are the different or the main colors I am using. This is the grass green and the other one, the dark blue. I think it's just called dark blue. These are the main colors of Luigi. These are the shoes we are creating next. We are putting them onto the wire, which looks weird, I don't know why. And the main part of this character is almost finished. We are just adding some more details to the shoes. These are the soles. It's caramel brown, and adding also some details underneath, which no one will ever see because this creation is standing. Take some white for the gloves. I'd say this is the easiest way you could create hands, by just cutting the fingers. You have these tiny white dots, 3 white dots, and now we can start working on the stripe. Let's add them to Luigi, that he won't lose his trousers while going on a ghost hunt. And then we can also add these tiny yellow buttons right in the front. We're ready to go into the oven. Now we are working on the head. I think this is the favorite part of the creation. I don't know why, maybe because I didn't screw up on this face, because naturally I'm really bad in creating human faces. This is the shiny detail in the eyes. Human faces are a struggle. I have to make a confession. I have a blue-green color blindness when it's really dark. Yeah, I don't know why. For example, when I am playing board games with friends or with my wife, and it's getting quite dark, and you have a player which is playing blue and another player which is playing green. Well, I am always playing green. I am always picking the green color in board games, and we're ready to go into the oven. Why did I bake this lonesome head? Well, I wanted to save my progress when, for example, making a hole to stick it onto the torso, or working on the head, on the cap, you screw up with the face. You are smashing it, you're touching it, and suddenly the cute little Luigi nose looks like a huge, enormous Bowser nose. These are the hairs, so I highly recommend baking it as much as you feel comfortable with it. This is the translucent green. It gets a little bit transparent. This is the translucent green. And this is the starting point for the vacuum cleaner. This is gray. The secret to a real proper gray is taking a lot of white, but only a little bit of black. This is the red, Indian red. I think it's called Indian red, I'm not really sure about that. And we make a very thin layer which is wrapping around the translucent green, because this is how it looks like. I will show you later an image of the vacuum cleaner Luigi is using, and we have this gray block of clay underneath. And now we are working on all the details, the crazy details on the vacuum cleaner. For example, we have this wheel on each side, which is a layer of red, black and silver. And make just very thin worms. And we are attaching these on each side. Yeah, that looks great. Now let's take some more further silver clay for all the details on the downside of the vacuum cleaner. This is the part where what's his name? I haven't played the game, so I'm really sorry. Luigi has an alter ego in the game, which is made just out of slime, a green version of Luigi, which allows him to travel to some difficult areas in the levels. We have some further details on this side of the machine, and it looks nice. Look at that. Another very thin stripe of red clay. This is the handle right on top, and we have some. This is apple green. Yeah, apple green. And now this is the torch, not torch, flashlight. It fits perfectly the light of the chain of lights, and we're ready to go into the oven for the third time. Freshly baked parts of Luigi. Now the fun start. We are going to assemble all these different parts, and we start with the chain of lights. It still works before we screw up with that. Look at that! The translucent clay, it works! I take some super glue. Be really careful with the super glue. Please be careful with super glue. This is the image I told you about. I take a straw, and I'd love to take a silver straw, but as I don't have a silver straw, I have just this stupid colorful straw, which, well, in summer times it looks great in your drink, for example. But we take this, we work with what we have, and we cut the straw open just like that, because it looks like the version in the image, the pipe, the tube of the vacuum cleaner, and we glue everything right together. The wires, we need to make some space for the wires, and the final version looks just like that. Some super glue on the back of Luigi, and we are almost done. We are almost there. We just take some acrylic paint, and we are coloring the tube from the vacuum cleaner with silver. And the handle of the flashlight is going to be black with some tiny details. We have some silver details, but also some red. Now the hairdryer, which makes the acrylic paint dry very, very fast, and we can add another layer that our colorful straw can be hidden underneath. So we have some red as well on the image. So let's put these tiny buttons right there. Oh, it already looks so amazing. I'm so curious what it will look like. Well, we have this black outline on the flashlight. I'm so curious what it looks like when we switch the light on. Look at that! It's Luigi from Luigi's Mansion 3!
Late Lane.